Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to set up and build a space station in X4 Foundations. So the first thing you're going to need to do is choose what your station wants to be and where you want to put it. In this case, I'm just going to build something quick in Argon Prime. You're going to head to your map sections. I'm just going to close this down. You're going to head to your map section and go down here to manage plots. When this window opens up, you're going to choose the size of the plot you want to buy. So I'm just going to pick something fairly large just so I have something to work with. And once I have the dimensions of it, I'm going to say create new plot. As you can see, I have a big red box. This is because I'm trying to place the station or the plot too close to something already existing. So I'm going to use WASD to kind of move stuff around and figure out a decent spot. I want kind of close to the highway, but not too close that it's going to be really expensive. In this game, one of the big challenges is the size of your plot and how close it is to, let's say, the highway will determine how much the plot costs. So right now it's going to be 18 million credits. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to slide it further away, and we're down to about 8. So that's good enough for me. So after I've placed the plot, I'm going to have to buy the license. So I'm just going to go and click that. Now that you own the land, you can start building your plot. So we're going to head up to the Property Owned tab. We're going to click on that. And we're going to go to the Argon Prime Factory. And just double click that to select. We're going to right click and go to Plan Build. Effectively, you need a handful of things to build a station. 1, you're going to need a dock. 2, you're going to need some storage. 3, habitation for your workers. That's your dock again. Defense modules if you're building some more of a defense platform, and other modules just to pretty it up. These are bridges, connectors, and that sort of thing. So let's start off by just putting down a nice dock. So why don't we just grab this guy right there, and I'm just going to place it down. But I might not only want to have large ships dock on here, which is pretty much a guarantee. So why don't I add a nice luxury dock right behind it? And it snaps on. Building is pretty simple because everything snaps into place. Sometimes you'll run into issues where orientation doesn't seem to work right, or things are too close. So I don't want the next thing to be too close to all this. So I'm just going to build a base section and put it down. As you can see, it's only letting me put it to the top or the bottom of my small and medium ship docking port. I want it over here. So we're going to place it down by just clicking anywhere on the screen. We're going to right click the item and we're going to rotate it around. And as you can see, once it's in the right orientation, it just snaps into place. I don't like that. It's a little too small. So I'm going to right click the item again and hit remove. And just, why don't I grab a bigger one? That, and spin it around. There you go. That looks like a nice little docking area. As I said before, we're also going to need some production. So why don't I take a cross, and energy cells are pretty much the basis of everything. If you're going to ever get into manufacturing, everything takes energy cells. So why don't we put a couple solar panels? Once again, I don't want it right there. So I'm going to place it down, I'm going to spin it around, and put it into place. But I'm a fan of symmetry, so I'm going to also right-click this item again, copy module, and put it up over there. So the next item we're going to stick down is some storage. You have 3 types of storage. You have container storage, liquid storage, and solid storage. Container storage is your sellable trade goods. So when you finished a completed product, it all goes into containers. Liquid would be for water and that sort of thing, liquids in general, and solid will be sitting as your ore and whatnot. Since we're just building a basic system, I'm going to take my container and I'm going to snap it. I don't like that one. I'm going to go with the medium one and snap it right back there. The next thing we're going to need is your habitation module. It can be pretty much anything. This is where your workers live. So I want something a little more vertical, so why don't I just grab this guy right there and put him on top. Effectively, this is all you need to have a functional space station. The only problem is that we don't have the resources. So down at the build resources, we can check what we have in storage, which is none. This is what we're going to need. Instead of running around and collecting all the stuff, we can make the computer do it for us. So we can manage our buy offers. This tells us, it gives us a lot of selection of what we want to buy, sell, but right down here is how much everything is going to cost you. So this setup is going to cost me just over 10 million credits, but we don't have any money for construction. So we can take this little slide bar down at the bottom and add in however much we need. So for the sake of ease, I'm going to put in 100 million and we're going to hit confirm. This will let the station itself buy its own components. The very last thing is we don't have a builder, and that is indicated down at this bottom, the building status. Not enough resources is going to be covered by dropping a bunch of money in it, but we're going to have to assign a builder for construction. So we're just going to click right there. We're going to zoom out. Ooh, take off energy cells. And we're going to find ourselves a builder, like this guy. So I'm going to click on him. I'm going to right click and select. He now gets assigned to all this. Now that this is all done, we need to get the building started, the building process started, and down at the bottom, we'll click confirm module changes. So at that point, everything's going to happen automatically. It'll take a bunch of time. Each component has a build speed, and it will go down the list. So we're going to go back to plan build. For example, the very first dock is going to take 23 minutes to build. And that won't start until we get enough resources in our build storage. So it's best just to run around and do whatever you want to do. This is going to take a very long time to build this station. What we also want to do is select components and modules to be attached to each individual section. On the up in your module section, you're going to see, like, I think it's supposed to be a pencil or something. We can click on that, and as you can see, we can put turrets and shields on certain modules. So this is one of our solar panels. We're just going to put a medium shield on, and we're going to put some bolts and drop it on. And then this one, same idea. This is just going to add to the build list, and it will be built in time. Instead of bolts, why don't we put some beams? Want some beams? Bolts. Bolts are better. And we're going to confirm the layout module. And we're just going to go down the list and just do that. I don't have any Mark IIs. That. Just click through all that. There you go. So now we have defenses on our station, which is always a good thing. And then this all gets updated to what we need. Just keep in mind, if you haven't found the stations that would sell these items, you are not going to be able to order it. That's probably not going to be a problem. Building is later in the game. You need a lot of money. This particular build cost the better part of, I don't know, the better part of 20 million credits. There's better uses of your money at the beginning to make more money. So we're just going to hit confirm, and that's all going to get done. As you can see, the constructor ship is already here, but it still needs to wait for the parts. So I'm just going to let this run in the background for a while and come back when it's actually started and I can do more. So, through the power of editing, we now have our station all built up. So let's fly down and finish it off. So, standard docking procedures apply. And as you can see, I've already parked a couple guys. Ooh, ran into a wall. There we go. Okay, now that I'm unstuck. So the next step we're going to have to do is add a manager. So I landed a couple ships on there just so I had a selection of crew, but it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go grab my Mercury Vanguard. It's going to be a small transport that I'm going to assign to the station. Before I do that, though, I'm going to open up its information tab and head to its crew. So if we go down to personnel, crew, full crew list, service crew, apprentice, because this game does like its drop down. I'm going to click on anyone randomly. You want someone with a management aspect. What I'm going to do is phone her up on comms. I'm going to tell him to work somewhere else for me, so number 4. I'm going to select the station and then select the roles, manager.
Acknowledged.
And assigned. This will allow my entire station to run properly. While I'm here, I'm going to select the Mercury Vanguard again, select the station, and I'm going to select assign role 4, trading for this station. I do that because I need to pick up stuff. Back out all this. I need to pick up stuff. Mainly food, medical supplies, because now we have a workforce. So if I right-click the station once again, I'm going to go to the logical overview. We have 2 energy cell production plants, and they produce energy cells. What we have now is workforce. We can fit a total of 500 people in here, but we only have 10, and our optimal number is 120 people running. That will allow our solar panels to work the absolute best. Your workforce will grow organically over time. You just gotta wait. There's no speeding this up that I know of. If there is, comment down below. What else there is there's no money in the station. It can't buy the food for those people. So I'm gonna drop a ton of money in there, and it's gonna do whatever it needs to do for a while, because it's going to need to buy food rations and medical supplies now that we have a workforce. As your workforce grows, the need is going to grow. You also have drones. Most of your drones, because this is just basic construction, is going to be cargo drones. So I can hold 55, so why not? I'll put 45 cargo drones, so there's always someone working. I'm going to put on 5 defense drones and then 5 repair drones. All set to restock automatically, because I just don't want to deal with it. So that's effectively it. This will run. There's tons of different options down below, but that's out of the scope of this video. So why don't we just take a quick look at our station. And there we go. We have our own little station that will produce energy cells. Below, I'm also going to link to a flow chart. If you want to build more advanced stuff, you're going to have to make sure you have the prerequisites, or your trade ships are going to be flying out and doing whatever it needs to do to get those components. So down below, I didn't make this. I'll add the credits down below because I can't remember who did it, and you can take a look at that. Well, thanks for listening and watching. Have a good one.